Oh.
3, 1, banana, cheese, 1, banana, 2, 1, 4, 3.
Hello and welcome to Consolevania White Table. My name's Rab Florence and this is my wee show on the regular where I review cool stuff. Could be video games, could be board games, could be books, could be films, could be anything. Toys, anything. I review anything that comes across my white table here in my house in Helensburgh in Scotland, and this is a family friendly show as well, so you can put it on your big telly, put it on while you're in the kitchen doing the dishes, and if your kids are in earshot, they don't have to worry about anything. There's going to be no curse words in this show, and my family will sometimes be about making noise and stuff like that. Nice quiet day today though, so I want to tell you about the Evercade. It's a game thing. Hey look, it's the Evercade right here on my white table. First things first, how does the machine itself look? Get a bit of that dust off first, show it in its best light. Well, I think it's a beautiful wee machine. It's a beautiful wee machine, it's solid. Buttons are nice, D-pad is lovely. And this is something I really like. The cartridges slide in the back, right? This is the Namco Museum Collection 1 cartridge. Slides in the back and it just goes perfectly flush. It's almost like it's part of the machine, has the name of the thing on the back. I think that's cool. Blaze Entertainment. Beautiful wee, get the volume up, wee opening animation there. Evercade. It's lovely, isn't it? It's a beautiful thing. Okay, here we are, we're in. So you always have a wee menu system for your stuff. Let's stick on Pac-Man. Now, you can do the save state business and stuff like that. I've got my high score on here, so let's load up my high score. Load the save state. I'm not saying it's a good high score, right? I've just started. Give me a break. Let's get going. Now, for me, a true test of a handheld system, turn this volume down a bit, blasting you. For me, the true test of a handheld system is how well you can play Pac-Man. I'm a big fan of the Neo Geo Pocket, right? I only get beat there because I was distracted. I'm a big fan of the Neo Geo Pocket, right? I love the Neo Geo Pocket. And when Pac-Man came out on the Neo Geo Pocket, they had to release they released a wee special thing that you could put on the joystick thing on the Neo Geo Pocket that made it easier to do the 4-direction turns that you need to play fast Pac-Man. I might be able to show you it, hang on. Got it, here it is. The Neo Geo Pocket Pac-Man that came with the cross ring. It's called the cross ring, right? It says on the front as well there, caution. Small plastic ring enclosed, not suitable for children. It's just warning you in case your kids choke, which is a beautiful thing, right? And then you can see in here, the cross rings are in there. So you would put them on your wee stick on the Neo Geo Pocket and that would make your controls for Pac-Man more accurate. But I think it's a true test for a handheld system. For that D-pad, how well can you play Pac-Man? Can you play it perfectly? On the Evercade, no. You can't, I would say. Sometimes you will occasionally miss a corner when you felt that you hit it. But can you play it well enough? Yes, you can. You can play it well enough. And for me, that's a great thing. It's great that you can play it well enough. Let's go back to it. A lot of people might wonder, why have something like the Evercade when, you know, there's so many emulation solutions for stuff these days? It's impossible to play this through a camera. I'm looking through the camera while I'm trying to play it. It's impossible. And a lot of people might wonder, why when you can just emulate? Well, this is all going to figure into my final thoughts about the Evercade. First of all, let's see what else we've got in here. There's a lot of stuff out for the Evercade just now, a lot of collections, and we'll be covering more of them as we go on my white table. we'll definitely be covering the Evercade as we continue, because I think, here's a wee spoiler, I think this system is really good. And I'm going to explain why in a minute. Why do I like the Evercade so much? Why do I like it so much? Because obviously I have a lot of ways to play a lot of these games, right? But there's something about how the Evercade collects these games into these cartridges, and just little things like the manuals, giving the games a wee bit of love in here. You spend time with the games that are on the machine. It's a weird thing. It's hard to put into words. I'll sit in my bed at night and I'll be playing the Evercade, and I'll maybe play a game that I've never played before, right? On some of the collections, there's a game I might not have played. And I'll load that up and I'll have a shot, and then I'll look at the manual and I'll see what it says in the manual about it. And then I'll play it a wee bit more, and then I'll get my phone out and I'll go on Google and I'll have a read of the game's Wikipedia page, and I'll go back to the game and I'll play it a wee bit longer. And I kind of feel that in the past, when you emulate these old games, you don't really give them any time. You have a quick shot and then you go, right, what's next? Quick shot, right, what's next? Quick shot, right, what's next? Whereas with the Evercade, because it's curated, it feels like you just want to spend a wee bit more time with the games. You want to spend a wee bit more time with them. Something like Pac-Man. I love playing Pac-Man on this. I've been doing that a lot, as I've been playing most since I got it. But some of the other games, like Mappy, for example, and I've had a shot of Mappy before because it's been on some emulator or something, and I've had a wee go on Mappy. It's been on MAME, or it's been on something, right? And I've had a shot of Mappy before, and I've kind of went, I don't really get this. I don't really get this. And then on the Evercade, I have a shot of Mappy, and I'm like, I'll play a wee bit longer. Oh, I'll play a wee bit longer. What does it say in the manual? I'll play a wee bit longer. Have a wee Google. What is this? Play a wee bit longer. And just something about the way it's curated, something about, and the system's great. Everything feels nice. The buttons feel nice. It's a pleasure to play on it. It's an inexpensive machine, I think, and yet it feels like it's good quality. But it's that curated thing. It's that thing where here is a special wee machine for you to play these old games on, and we've put a wee bit of care and time into gathering them together and putting them into these sets. And because of that, you just feel like you want to play. And, and the collections are cheap. This is like, they're like 15 quid or something, 15, 20 quid for a collection. And I just think it's a great buy. If you're into games, and particularly if you're into the history of games, I don't see how you can fail to have fun with the Evercade as a system. And like I said, I'll be reviewing more of the collections as we go on. I've got all the collections that exist so far, right? So we'll cover them as they come. Some collections are better than others. Some collections are really surprisingly great as well. But the machine itself, the system itself, great. It'll be a great Christmas present for any of the old retro fans out there, and anybody who's kind of on the fence and thinking, I don't know, why do I need yet another machine to play old games on? I would say to them, you've never had an old machine. I blew it. I was hoping that would be the quote for the box. You know what I mean? That they would, if they did another release, they would be like Rab Florence of Consolevania White Table said, and I blew it. I blew the quote. I'm going to try again, right? So this is for the box of the next release, right? This is for the ads, for the press. Rab Florence says, you've never had a machine like this to play old games on. Am I right? I don't know. Hold on, give us a minute. Never before have you had a machine like this to play old. Never. Just turn it off.
1, 4.